Check, 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 check. I need to tell you something. And it's so important to me that I decided to go out and actually buy a whole studio setup with lights and a bunch of other and put my ugly mug in front of a camera and make this claim. Battle rap is the best sport ever. And guess what? It's not even close.
We just let the world know you are a geek, goop, nerd.
Now, I know that's a very subjective statement, and there's a lot of sports out there. Let's name a few. You got basketball, football, baseball. Those are classics. You got rock climbing. You have surfing. You got, whatever this shit is. And some people don't even see battle rap as a sport. And anytime people say that, I'm like, okay, but what is curling then? That's a sport? Competitive ice mopping? Out of here. I'm confident by the end of this video, I'm going to change a few minds. So if you clicked on this video, I appreciate you. I'm not going to tell you to like or subscribe yet. I'm going to earn it. I have to earn my food. And let's talk about it. Now, before we get into the nitty gritty, I first want to address, you're probably wondering, who is this? Short answer is, who fucking cares? Okay. Another idiot on the internet with a mic and an opinion. All right, that's who I am. My name is Ted, aka Knight, aka Knight Can't Rap. If you're a subscriber to this channel already, you'll know that I'm a rapper. I'm a musical artist. I've been rapping for like 15 years now. I am also a huge, avid battle rap fan. I discovered battle rap when I was 15 years old, around the same time I started rapping. I think I'll do a separate video on how I discovered battle rap and like the history of my relationship with it. But I first discovered it on Comcast Cable on demand. The WRCs, the World Rap Championships, for some reason was on demand. To know that this was a thing that could be on television and something that is actually a competitive sport, it just blew my mind. I used to skip class to sneak into the computer lab to watch grind time battles, and from then I was just hooked. That was a wrap. That's enough about me. Let's get into my claim, shall we? Now, to back up my claim that battle rap is the best sport, I'm going to be using 3 metrics. 1, complexity. 2, entertainment factor. And 3, degree of difficulty / level of competition. So I feel like a good sport possesses all 3 of those things. And I think battle rap actually possesses all 3 of those things at a very high clip. But we need to first set the premise as to what is battle rap and is it a sport? So what is battle rap? Battle rap, also known as rap battles, is a form of rap where 2 or more MCs compete by improvising or performing pre-written lyrics to insult, critique, or mock their opponents. The goal is to be the most entertaining and convincing rapper, judged by the audience or sometimes by judges. Now, there are many different forms of battle rap. It is a global sport. There's leagues all around the world in places like the UK. You got the Red Bull sponsored Batalla that hosts battlers from all across Latin America and Spain. You even have leagues in the Philippines like Flip Top with battles that garner millions of views every drop. There's different genres. You have compliment battles now, something that's been growing in popularity in recent years. For today's conversation, I'm going to be talking about American battle rap. Hip hop itself is an American export, so I think it's only right to talk about where it originated. And we talked about this in the beginning of the video, but is battle rap a sport? The definition of a sport is an activity involving physical exertion and a skill in which an individual or team competes against another or others for entertainment. And I'd say even based off of this definition, battle rap is absolutely a sport. It is an extremely physical thing. The real performers, they're really good at this. This type of stuff that I've seen is just crazy. Not to mention the amount of breath control that it actually takes to get all of that material out in a way that's fluid. The thing that I love about battle rap so much and why I think it's the best sport is because it contains so many different elements from other sports. It takes little elements from chess, for instance, not the battle rapper chess, due to the large amounts of strategy that it actually takes to beat an opponent. Take something like counter writing, right? Counter writing is when you attempt to anticipate a certain angle. An angle is a narrative, pretty much. You try to anticipate a certain angle that you think your opponent is going to use or take on you, and you either try to get ahead of it during your writing process, or you try to flip that same narrative or angle onto your opponent, hence the counter element. Even simple stuff like the way you look or how you're acting while your opponent is rapping are things that factor into your defense. To me, it also contains elements of boxing, to the point where some of the terminology is taken directly from boxing, like punches, which can also be like punchlines, but punches, haymakers. Now, I know it's different because you're not trying to inflict physical harm on your opponent, but you are trying to inflict mental and emotional harm. I mean, essentially, you're trying to embarrass this person in front of everybody. You're trying to get everyone in the room to buy into this narrative that you are painting about this specific individual. Side note, did you know chess boxing is actually a sport? Yeah, I may need to change the title of this video, but carrying on. So you are trying to hurt them. You're trying to hurt their feelings. Throw some wrestling in there because people create these grandiose characters. People have slogans. So you take all of those elements, mix them together with the backdrop of poetry. It's a debate where you have to rhyme. You are challenging your opponent with rhymes and metaphors. Whenever I see MMA, I'm always like, these people are idiots, okay? There's a better way. That's how I feel. And to be honest, I'd rather be punched in the face. I'll pose the question for you. Let me know in the comments. Would you rather have somebody, I don't know, tear your rotator cuff, or have somebody skillfully craft a narrative about how your baby mother sucked off your best friend, have that person be celebrated for it, have that moment be recorded and potentially clipped up and seen by millions of people? I don't know, for me, I would much rather take the weeks of physical therapy over the potential years of emotional and mental therapy, but that's just me. I digress. So let's get into the criteria. Let's talk level of difficulty. I don't think there's a sport that exists that is harder than battle rap. There's some people looking at this like, what's hard about saying some raps? Let me put this in perspective for you. Think of your favorite stand-up comedian. Typically, that person will go on the road and they will hone and craft an act. They'll perform material in front of multiple different crowds to really hone in on a specific act that they hope to eventually perform a special. They can record multiple different versions of this special and really just cherry pick and edit together the perfect product for your consumption, right? All right, now put a pin in that. Think of your favorite musical artist. If you've ever tried to write a song, communicating an idea through rhymes and poetry is not easy, and writing a good song is even harder. And even then, you can record multiple takes, you can punch in, etc. Now, stay with me. Take the hardest elements of those two professions and combine them. These psychopaths are rapping the equivalent of 3 diss songs. Full songs, mind you. The standard verse is 16 bars, and a lot of times these round times are coming in at 2 minutes, 2-minute 30s. These are full diss songs, right? You have to rap this material flawlessly with not so much as a stutter. None of that. In front of a group of strangers that, make no mistake, they want blood. And imagine the better you do, the more you get interrupted. The better you do, the more you get heckled. Oh, and if you're really going off, if you're really cooking, you might just get physically assaulted. And it might not even matter because the person that you're facing is doing the exact same thing and they might just be better than you on that day. Think about the amount of variables to consider. And the craziest part, when you're done with all of that, pouring your blood, sweat, and tears into that material, guess what? You can never say any of it again. You gotta start fresh with the next opponent. Remember when they polled Americans and asked them what their biggest fear was, and most of them said public speaking? This is that times 10 with higher stakes. But when I shoot the ball, it just doesn't go in the hoop, and I try to do my wrist like this, but then I do my wrist like this, and when I dribble the ball, it's hard to shut up. Shut your goddamn mouth. It's the hardest sport, period. I don't care. You can't convince me. Jesus Christ, I'm sweating so much. Let me get to my final 2 points and wrap this video up because I'm about to die in this room. Let's talk entertainment factor. Battle rap is one of the most entertaining sports you will ever witness, especially live. It's like that feeling that you get when you know 2 people are about to fight, but without actually having to witness somebody get their face stomped in. Typically, when I bring people who aren't familiar with the art form to a live battle rap event, they always ask me these 2 questions. The first question is, how do they remember all of this? And my answer is, I have no clue. And the second question is, how do they think of this stuff? And as a rapper myself, I can kind of understand it, but the levels of creativity that these rappers possess is truly just off the charts. I really wish we could study battle rappers' brains, like strap some electrodes to their temples and study their prefrontal cortex. I want to see what's going on in there. These people are advancing the English language in ways that we have never seen and they don't get enough credit for. Which brings me to my last point, and that is complexity. The amount of complexity and layers and nuance that battle rap possesses is far beyond any other sport. The reference pool that these rappers pull from is very, very vast. So in order to even keep up, you gotta know a little about everything and historical information about the culture and the battle rappers themselves. It is a lot, and honestly, I think that might be sort of a downside and a contributing factor as to why it isn't as palatable to mainstream audiences. And that brings me to my rebuttals / my closing arguments. At the end of every video, I'll try to offer some rebuttals. I'll try to make a claim and then I'll argue my own point. I think one of the biggest pushbacks that people might have is the abstract way a winner is determined. There is no clear-cut winner a lot of the times. Even when you judge a battle, there's too many elements to really consider. I mean, the crowd that the battle is happening in front of plays a factor. And when two artists are really going in and they're having a great battle, a lot of times it's just preference. So there's no real clear-cut winner, and it's a little bit difficult to get into if you don't at least know what having the ratchet tuck means. I think I'll also do a separate video on 5 battles to watch if you're trying to get into battle rap. Another downside is battle rap drama. Much like any other thing, there's people who focus on the less important aspects of the culture. Who cares about any of that shit? It's the best sport ever, and I will go to my grave saying that. All right, we can go ahead and end that. So this is technically the end of the video. If you're still here, then God knows I appreciate you. I'm going to go ahead and ask for that like and subscription now. If you want to stick around, this is kind of like the alternate ending. I got a couple more rebuttals. I have some important news about myself and the channel. But if you got somewhere to be, then go ahead. Get the fuck out of here. We only want real ones here who are going to stick for the deleted scene. So like I said, I did think of a couple more rebuttals as to why battle rap isn't accepted in the mainstream as it should be. The thing that I did forget to mention in the original cut of this video is the shady business practices that a lot of league owners participate in. We won't name them by name, but we see you. Hold on. Okay. A lot of bad business that has pushed out sponsors and things like that that possibly would have given battle rap the opportunity to move into a more mainstream space. Glasses off. Another thing that I would add in terms of things that are holding battle rap back from being in the mainstream is things like lack of structure. Let's take something like round times. Typically round times are agreed upon ahead of time, but outside of the other rapper and the league owner themselves, there's nothing really stopping a particular rapper from just rapping over the time limit. And that might not be a big deal, but the issue is with a sport that has such an ambiguous way of determining a winner in certain battles where a rapper goes over the time limit and raps a lot more. Even if you compare it to the content of the other rapper and you say the content was stronger, a lot of times people are just winning battles off of just having more raps. It's just math. So that aspect of it can get a little messy, and it definitely affects the watchability of certain battles. And now, of course, I was being a little facetious with the title of the video of itself, battle rap being the best sport. But if I get one person to watch a battle, that's all. My job is done. So what I'm going to do is attach a couple of battles to the description of this video to get started with. Also, I want to thank you. For some reason, I was extremely nervous about dropping this video because it is a pivot away from my normal content, but I just got to do things that I care about, and that's what I'll be doing from here on out on this channel. So look forward to album reactions, music news, music / battle rap think pieces, things that have been on my mind that I want to convey. Anyway, thank you. Like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Mwah.